Deuces to all. So we're gonna talk a little bit of stuff that confirms what I was saying about boxing, and just LB's reaction to Bob Arum talking about Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, and everybody's talking about that's the fight we want to see, and they're so people are such parrots, and they are easily manipulated. Bob Arum's been manipulating people for the longest while. Bob Arum put down all the other PBC fighters who are world champions at this point in time to raise up Terrence Crawford, who ain't done half the things them guys have done at welterweight. Okay? So I'm going to let you guys listen to Leonard Ellerbe, and then I want you to realize ESPN has been pushing Bob Arum's narrative mainly because ESPN works with Top Rank. So they're gonna continue that narrative. HBO used to do the same shit. So I wanna show you guys something first. Um, so anyway, good night to everybody. Shout out to the Most High, of course, and we're gonna have a look at that in a second. Um, hold on one second here. And we're gonna have a look at that. All right, so let me show you guys what's up with that. Oh, it's almost 12 o'clock in the night. It's pretty late. I don't expect to hear boxing heads. Listen to Leonard Ellerbe here. We take pro night. Oh, our athletes, our fighters take pro night. Hold on one second. It's not coming up yet. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's a good fight. Great deal of respect. This is Crawford versus Khan. Should be a good win for Crawford. I think he wins in convincing fashion. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Bob said last week that if Crawford were to get the victory against Khan, that his next call is going to be Al Heyman to get the Spence Crawford fight done. Did you? He said what? He said his first call is going to be Al Heyman to get the Spence Crawford fight. Okay. I guess that's what your reaction. You just start laughing. I really don't have a reaction. What does that mean? I mean, it's like. Is that not the first step to getting closer to that fight? Well, I don't know. Earl has business to take care of right in front of him. I mean, you'll have to name the guys that are right there in his house, in his stable, that he can make a fight, and he ain't got to call nobody and argue with them. We all know what the problem is. I ain't going to call it a problem because it's not a problem that I have. It's not a problem that Al has. That's their problem. They cannot deliver a big fight for Terrence Crawford or Lomachenko. That's what it is. Period and point blank. So all this masquerading around, talking about I'm gonna do this and that's just Bob just doing Bob. And it's okay. He's a great promoter and he's made a great living and built a great company by doing those kind of things. But that shit is old. This is that's prehistoric stuff. I mean, the yelling, screaming, ranting, raving, that shit don't mean nothing in 2019. Nobody's even listening, other than the 10 or 12 people that's right there in front of them. I mean, the fighters have a voice, they have the platform, and they're very, very intelligent. So you can't even trick the public anymore with any of that nonsense. I mean, he knows what it is. He knows that a Crawford-Spence fight is not getting ready to happen anytime soon. Errol Spence has a plethora of options right in front of him, one by one by one. And I mean, we're going to see how all this shit shakes out at the end. Danny feels as though he's the best welterweight. He lost 2 close decisions, obviously, to Keith and to Sean. Sean thinks he's the best guy that's out there. All this shit's getting ready to show up sooner than later. If Terrence happens to be the last guy standing, I'm sure eventually that's what it comes down to. Those 2 guys will fight. But in the immediate future, what's going on right now in 2019, Errol Spence has a number of options. He's a boss. Each and every one of the welterweights, they think they're the best. We soon going to find out who is the best. Terrence Crawford thinks he's the best, but the difference is Terrence don't have those options. And it's unfortunate. I feel bad for the kid. He's a nice guy, a great fighter, but it's just, it's just unfortunate that he's not going to be in any of these big fights in the immediate future. Because I know what the plans are for these guys that I just mentioned, and Manny Pacquiao in that mix too. You know, these guys are going to be fighting each other. They're all big fights. I mean, we've seen Keith on big platforms doing 6 million, 5 million, 4.2 million, whether it be CBS or NBC. We've seen Earl Spence on Fox. I think it was Fox. He did 6 million. You know, these are big platforms that the guys have options, and the fights are right in front of them. They don't have to argue with nobody about nothing. It's one phone call. They're talking to the same guy, and that's that.
So, Mike, I guess my question is, you said he does have all these options, which I want to see all these options. How are we going to see these options by the end of the year? Because like you said...
Well, I wouldn't say the end of the year because it takes time to make fights, but I think this year you will see these guys mixing it up. I mean,
man, these reporters say some really stupid questions, man. End of the year, how the fuck
you'll see Manny Pacquiao in a fight with somebody. You'll see Keith Thurman in a fight with somebody. You'll see if Danny wins, you'll see him in a big fight. With Adrian, if Adrian pulls off the upset, you're gonna see him in the mix. Again, getting back to Granado. Granado was talking to me a while ago about fighting Keith Thurman. You know,
with all these matches, potential matches, you could potentially have the welterweight industry before the welterweight industry for 4 years, maybe even 5 years, just with those names by themselves. They fight 2 times.
I wouldn't call it a stranglehold. I mean, it's just business.
Would it be a business strategy to lock Terrence Crawford out of that?
No, nobody's looking to do any of that. I mean, he's a tremendous fighter who we all have a great deal of respect for. Right? This is business. These are fights that we can make right away. And ain't got to argue with nobody about nothing. And they're all big fights.
Right, cool. I was glad. What? I was glad to get through with that. Now, just so you guys can understand how far I'm going with this, take the situation at the middleweight division. Most of the premier middleweights, most of them are at the zone, right? Canelo, Danny Jacobs, Demetrius Andrade, Golovkin, all the premier middleweights at the zone. But Jamal Charlo, is not at the zone. He's a PBC fighter. I haven't heard anybody say, oh, those middleweights are ducking Jamal Charlo. They said GG was ducking him, I remember, but they're not saying that, right? Even though he was a mandatory for Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez. Mandatory. Danny Jacobs said he wanted to fight Jamal Charlo. So my point being this, that nobody's saying anything negative about the zone, but because we got a bunch of PBC fighters there, and we got asshole Bob Arum, who've been spreading his propaganda as usual, that, look, and that, Terrence Crawford is one of the most ducked welterweights in the division. He's the most skilled. He's power number 1. ESPN spreading that bullshit and saying Errol Spence needs to fight Terrence Crawford. Now, I can understand you pumping up a fight so that people can anticipate it, but don't do it by lies. Terrence Crawford is one of several world champions in the welterweight division. Terrence Crawford has the least amount of top-tier experience in the welterweight division than all the other top-tier welterweights that we mentioned. And Leonard L.B. mentioned this. Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, Joan Porter, not a world champion, but he's there. Danny Garcia, former world champion, and Errol Spence. Of all of them, Terrence Crawford has the least top-tier opposition at welterweight. Yet, Terrence is put on this high pedestal for doing absolutely nothing at welterweight. He has beaten no top-tier welterweight in that division. Not one. Bob Arum knows that he wants Terrence Crawford to fight top-ranked fighters mostly. Crawford wants to fight those other guys. As Leonard Ellaby has said, Terrence Crawford is right now on the other side of the fence. Timothy Bradley had the same issue because he decided he was renewing his contract with Top Rank. So Timothy Bradley, when I heard Timothy Bradley doing this, yapping, I said, you had an opportunity, Timothy Bradley, to face Kell Brook. You had an opportunity. That wasn't a PBC fighter. Kell Brook, and you did not take it. You instead ended up fighting another Top Rank fighter. And if you look at Bob Arum and the bullshit he does, Bob Arum's always dick riding some other fighter, putting them down, and then he goes and gets his fighter to fight one of his fighters, a Top Rank fighter. So expect Lomachenko to face Teofimo Lopez, not Gervonta Davis. Why? Because Bob Arum ain't gonna make that damn fight. Because Bob Arum always keeps his money in-house as much as he can. All right? Todd DeBuff might try. But Al Heyman is not a promoter. He's a manager. But even so, you see Mayweather Promotions, you see Goosen Promotions working with Al Heyman, you see a ton of people working with Al Heyman. You have Lou DiBella, not Lou DiBella, shit. Lou DiBella did work with Al Heyman as well, but I forgot what the name of it, Dimitri Bivol, for instance. But I can't remember his name right now. I can think of him. He's working with DAZN as well. And my point anyway is this. A host of promoters work with Al Heyman, okay? When it comes to fucking Bob Arum, who has demonized Al Heyman for reasons unknown to us, because I guess Al Heyman was able to take Floyd Mayweather from him or whatever. Bob Arum, remember, Al Heyman is not even a fucking promoter. He's a manager. So Al Heyman have beef with Bob Arum is bullshit, okay? Because an Al Heyman fight is about to face Terrence Crawford, okay? So clearly, Bob Arum is just trying to fleece us. No matter what motherfucking Amir Khan says, he's not going to bullshit me. I know he's going to get his ass knocked out. If Terrence Crawford can't knock out Amir Khan's ass, because there's a blueprint to knock him out, if you can't knock his ass out, then you ain't shit. I can say that now definitively. And that Terrence Crawford is just being praised unnecessarily. Now, Terrence Crawford said he's not getting the respect that he deserves. I'm not here to disrespect Terrence Crawford. He's pound for pound #1 in the world after doing what exactly? Moving up weight classes, becoming undisputed world champion against who? These are good fighters, but they're not top tier fucking fighters. Who was the pound for pound fighter that Terrence Crawford beat in all of those top tier fighters that he faced? In the top pound for pound 5. None of them. Okay? Not disrespecting Terrence Crawford. You can still move up the pound for pound rankings, especially how you win in the fashion that you do. But don't tell me that he's a better welterweight than them fucking welterweights there, like Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. These are killers I'm talking about. Fucking Danny Garcia, Manny fucking Pacquiao, and on top of that, Errol Spence Jr. You can't say that. Right? You can't. You know, people talk about the skill set and everything, but you can't say that. He's a player in the welterweight division, which is stacked. And fucking Bob Arum's trying to put down all the other fighters to promote his fighter and go for the top, what he thinks is the top draw in the welterweight division. And he's trying to build something, right? But that motherfucker always trying to put down things. Did you hear Leonard Ellaby put down Terrence Crawford? Hell no. He could have said Terrence Crawford ain't worth shit. And Bob Arum knows that. He ain't faced no opposition, right? Terrence Crawford has faced no one at the fucking welterweight division. He's about to face Amir Khan, Mr. Punch Drunk, get knocked out Amir Khan. We know what's going to happen. He's going to get knocked out. That's a guarantee. Okay? Khan's going to get knocked out. And Terrence Crawford going to look good. It's called matchmaking. Okay? It don't mean shit. Okay? And Terrence Crawford can't knock out Amir Khan. He has to knock him out. Or at least drop him. If he can't drop him or knock him out, then he's not worth shit. Yeah, I'm saying it right now. Okay? Because there's literally a blueprint how to knock out Amir Khan. And lesser fighters have either got him in trouble or knocked his ass down. And I showed you the list of fighters in another video. Khan ain't going to change. Aleppo can't change his spots. He going to get knocked out. Okay? So we know Terrence Crawford's that kind of fighter. He's going to knock out Amir Khan. Now, having said that, because Amir Khan's a little bit overhyped now. We all know what his Achilles heel is. That's why Canelo was like, yeah, you do your thing. I'm just break you down and knock your ass out. Okay. And for those people who don't understand fucking boxing, they see Amir Khan landing a couple shots on Canelo, and they saying, "Oh, well, Khan's outboxing Canelo." He's not fucking outboxing Canelo. If he was outboxing Canelo, he didn't make no mistake. He got played. Canelo set him up for that shot. Okay, he got played. Canelo was like, "Money in the bank. Let this fool play himself, and I'm gonna knock his ass out." Right? He got played. He was winning rounds. You could say he was winning some of the earlier rounds. He went outboxing Canelo. Canelo was investing to the body and then knocked his ass out. Danny Garcia, same thing. All right. So you can't say that Khan outboxed fucking Canelo. If he outboxed Canelo, he ain't gonna get knocked out. He wasn't gonna get set up for the knockout like that. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between winning rounds. He was winning more rounds than Canelo, maybe. Canelo started taking the momentum back, I think, around rounds 3 or 4. It was Canelo who was actually landing the punches and establishing his jab. But nonetheless, if you want to argue that he had a quick start and got out and was doing his thing, fine. But Khan is not a fucking boxer like that. He's what we call a checkers player. He don't play chess. Okay? So he was able to beat Louis Collazo. He was able to beat those subpar fighters. Terence Crawford's not a subpar fighter. He's an elite fighter. So Khan trying to come in there and beat an elite fighter. You know, back in the day, he could beat guys because he had his speed, and people didn't understand what Amir Khan was. Danny Garcia knew what he was. So Danny Garcia knocked his fucking ass out. Okay? And people don't give Danny Garcia the credit that he deserves. I believe Danny Garcia is going to beat Adrian Granados. I really do believe it. Adrian Granados is a killer. He's never been at the top tier level, though. He's faced top tier opposition once or twice on the build-up, but never at the top tier level. That's why Sean Porter was able to outbox his ass. Adrian Granados is a tough motherfucker, but Sean Porter was able to outbox his ass. Danny Garcia might look to put him to sleep. I don't know if he can do it, but you can try. You know, he's going to try and counterpunch his ass in the middle of his combination and put him to sleep. We'll see if he can do that. I don't know, right? But what I'm saying is Danny Garcia is a killer. This motherfucker has proven himself to be a killer. Took out Lucas Matisse when Lucas Matisse was Lucas Matisse. All right? He wrecked Lucas Matisse, actually. Lucas Matisse was never the same after that fight with Danny Garcia. All right? People don't forget. You want to get a good fight? Terence Crawford versus Danny Garcia. That's a good ass fight. Because they fought in the amateurs as well. Danny won 1, Terence Crawford won 1. Okay? If you want to really see a good ass fight, Terence Crawford versus Danny Garcia. That's tailor-made to be exciting, interesting, and Danny ain't going nowhere. Terence is not knocking out Danny Garcia. That's for sure. If Keith Thurman couldn't knock him out, if Sean Porter couldn't knock his ass out, ain't no motherfucking Terence Crawford knocking out Danny Garcia. That's a good ass fight. And that would show if he can actually handle an Errol Spence Jr. All right? Because we all know Terence Crawford's still adjusting to the weight division. He ain't ready for them big boys. But they kind of amping it up and promoting it. But Terence Crawford go in there with Errol Spence. We don't, y'all think Terence Crawford gonna handle the stories. I mean, he got moxie and shit, you know. But who's to say it's not not a similar beatdown? Y'all call it a beatdown, a boxing beatdown that Errol Spence puts on Terence Crawford. Y'all don't know. If y'all say Errol Spence is better than all the other welterweights in the division, you're talking about big guys like fucking Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman's a big dude. Danny Garcia, who's a beast. He's strong, okay? And on top of that, you're talking about Sean Porter, who's a killer. We all know Sean Porter's a killer. He go get you. If you say go get him, Sean Porter's coming at you. And you're not knocking out Sean Porter. It's just not happening. If those killers are in that division, don't forget Kell Brooks out there as well. This motherfucker has not faced those killers. Oh, I forgot Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's in the mix as well. Hall of Famer, right? I say Terence Crawford has a better chance of knocking out Manny Pacquiao, which ain't going to happen. But he has a better chance of knocking out Manny Pacquiao than he has of knocking out those other welterweights I just mentioned. All right? Some of those welterweights haven't even tasted the fucking canvas in their life. Far less been guys who get knocked out. Amir Khan, on the other hand, has been punch drunk, knocked down in his most recent fucking fight, and he's been knocked out a couple times. All right? Punch drunk fucking Amir Khan. Amir Khan has not messed with those top tier welterweights. So how the fuck fighting Amir Khan makes Terrence Crawford elevated any further? You know all those other welterweights I just mentioned would murk Amir Khan. That's why he ain't faced them. They would knock his ass out cold. Amir Khan's after the paper. He's not like Mikey Garcia. That motherfucker trying to cash out. They're like, Count will fight anyone. Yeah, okay, you can fight anyone. Okay, face Kell Brooks then. Face Kell Brooks. Because he's going to get knocked the fuck out too with Kell Brooks. Kell Brooks going to knock his ass out. That's what it is. All right? He know he's just there to be knocked out now. That's what he's, and Virgil Hunter's being nice and everything, but truth be, Amir Khan is in the business of boxing to get knocked the fuck out. That's what he called him, punch drunk King Khan, knockout King Khan. Because what's going to happen is he's going to get knocked out. That's what's happening. Okay? So let's not be pretending about this. This is what that fight is going to be. All right? Now, Leonard Ellerbe is 100% correct. Why would I go trying to fight a guy who does not want his fighter to face my fighter? He doesn't. He's talking one talk, but he knows he wants his fighter to ride that shit, dick shit another fighter like Errol Spence, so he can promote his fighter facing another fucking top-ranked fighter or some subpar fighter to make his fighter look good. You know what it is? And of course, ESPN is going to dick ride that too. All right? So at the end of the day, that's the engine that Bob Arum has. All right? And that bullshit engine worked for him with Don King. Okay? They demonized Don King. Okay? They demonized Don King. Now he's trying to demonize Al Heyman. All right? That's what Bob Arum does. That's why I said, you know, Leonard Ellerbe's being nice, but the truth be told, fucking Bob Arum need to get out of boxing. That motherfucker just need to get out of boxing. All right? Because you're trying to tarnish a reputation of a fighter. It's one thing, and you're a fucking promoter. You're supposed to be a promoter. He fucking disrespected Guillermo Rigondeaux. Oh, nobody wants to see Guillermo Rigondeaux, right? But Lomachenko, you ain't saying shit about Lomachenko. That he's boring and all that shit. All right? But no, Lomachenko has not landed one fucking single big fight. And he's not going to. Okay? Why? Because he's under Bob Arum. And Bob Arum is just going to have him fight a whole set of guys who are good fighters, if you want to call them that. Some of them are just mediocre to less than good. He's going to just have him fighting those guys, and he going to dick ride guys like Gervonta Davis and Mikey Garcia. Any other prominent boxer who's actually on the move to being a pay-per-view star. Now they're talking about Teofimo Lopez being a pay-per-view star. Okay. He got a good fighter. Let's see how Lopez does. All right. Teofimo's talking the good talk. I watched him in fighting fights. Find some of his shots of loopy. You know, he's exciting. He has a little his post-fight dances and stuff like that. All right. We'll see. All right. So we'll see if Teofimo Lopez can handle Lomachenko. All right. He's coming up in the ranks. Floyd, people didn't think Floyd could handle Gennaro Hernandez. Let's see if this kid can handle Lomachenko. All right. Everybody criticized the Charlo brothers. I will never forget this. Oh, they being pampered, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's criticizing Canelo. Oh, he been pampered. The judge is giving this. But those motherfuckers be putting in fucking work. What I mean by that is they're having the fights that you want to see them fight. Canelo's fighting Danny Jacobs. There is no better middleweight fight matchup ever right now. Okay? What is fucking GGG doing? He's fighting a guy that was a former kickboxer who's now turned pro boxer. Get the fuck out of here. And y'all just dismiss that. Oh yeah, GGG's coming back. Y'all say nothing. This motherfucker could do all kinds of shit, and y'all don't say shit. But yet GGG beat Canelo in the first fight. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry about the curse words. Canelo made him miss, and Canelo made him pay. These bullshit motherfuckers saying, "Oh, he fought in spurts." GGG was not effective. There's 4 criteria. Motherfucking GGG was not effective throughout that fight. He was missing Canelo throughout the fight. Well, he was pressing the action. It's called ineffective fucking aggression. Get to learn boxing. I'm tired of the bullshit, man. Secondly, you guys out there say GGG won the second fight. He boxed Canelo. Which one is it? Canelo was boxing GGG in the first fucking fight. He didn't outbox GGG. Look at GGG's face. He was boxing Canelo, but his face is messed up. Oh, right. But Canelo's face was clean in the first fight. He's a smaller guy, but he didn't outbox GGG. You see, it's this bullshit I got to deal with. Y'all fucking fanboys. You're going to watch a guy outbox another guy, but the judge gave him the decision. Canelo should never have gotten a draw. Adelaide Bird was 100% correct. I'm not into populism. You know, my boy, Troy King, or King Troy, he said the same thing. Canelo outboxed GGG's ass. He outboxed him. Floyd Mayweather Sr., he outboxed him as far as I'm concerned. Jeff Mayweather, he outboxed him. These guys know boxing. He outboxed his ass. I'm not going to go with no popular opinion. Fuck no. And as for all those dick riders, GGG dick riders, including some of them black dudes out there in the LBDC who said, "Oh, Adelaide Bird had an atrocious decision." Go watch the fucking fight and learn boxing. Learn some fucking boxing. Tired of the bullshit. Adelaide Bird scored that thing correctly. He outboxed, he out-finessed GGG. GGG's jab didn't mean shit. Touch jabs. What is that? What we play? Touch me if you can? Those are ineffective jabs. If they were effective jabs, motherfucker be landing his power punches on Canelo. But you counting ticky-tack jabs all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, we're counting jabs now. They're not effective jabs. And not keeping Canelo. A jab's supposed to keep you at bay, defense. And it's supposed to locate your opponent so you can land your power shots, offense. None of that shit was happening. Oh, he was backing Canelo up. No, Canelo decided he wanted to go on the back foot. Whatever Canelo decided he wanted to do in that fight, he was doing. He was having fun. All right? Y'all even said in the later rounds, GGG came on. Yeah, round 9, he did some work. But it was still ineffective work because we saw in round 10, 11, and 12, Canelo just went back to what he was doing. All right? So for all you motherfuckers out there that don't know shit about boxing, Canelo did what Floyd Mayweather does to other opponents. He out-finessed him, boxed him, dealt with him in the center of the ring. He went to him. He walked to him when he was ready to walk to him. He let him go find him when he needed to let him go find him. And over, Canelo did the same fucking move. GGG was just doing the same fucking thing. He looked like a fucking robot. I never seen GGG miss so much in his life. Punch in the fucking ear. Okay? GGG knew he needed to go for the knockout, so he was going with gusto. The second fight, GGG tried to do what he did in the first fight, but Canelo backed his ass up. I remember in round, I think it was 10 or 11, GGG was trying to bring on the pressure, and come hard on Canelo. Hold on, I'm going to take off my glasses. All right? Try to hold his own on Canelo. Canelo beat his ass down. I started seeing a beat fucking down. I think it was 10th or 11th in the second fight. Canelo's beating his ass up. GG had to back off. Couldn't bring the heat. Because Canelo was like, you ain't shit, GGG. And so if you bring a third fight, you saw progressively GGG's face get worse and worse with each of these tough fights. Danny Jacobs' face was puffy, but GGG also had marked face. The first fucking fight with Canelo, he had a marked up face. Canelo's face was clean. Canelo went to a party after. And it's the smaller fighter, which GGG should have been able to bully, because that's what he did to smaller fighters. In fact, he should have been able to take punches like he did with Kell Brook and then come back and stop Canelo. That shit didn't happen. And in the second fight, how the fuck does a smaller guy walk your ass down? He be walking you down the entire fucking fight. You can't even push him back. He walking your ass down. The only thing he can do is stop you. How does that happen? What do you think a third fight gonna be? You think a third fight? A third fight is none of these fights were close, by the way. A third fight, Canelo's going to murk GGG. He's gonna knock him out. He's gonna knock his ass out. Okay? He's gonna knock him out. Y'all don't understand. How many times does a boxer have to prove himself? Canelo knows what GGG is. He fought him the first time. The second time, he walked forward. He walked to him. He was like, motherfucker, bring it. He walked to him. How you gonna be walking a guy down? All right? With David Lemieux, when David Lemieux was walking to GGG, GGG was tagging his ass. And eventually, he stopped David Lemieux. We didn't see him tagging Canelo's ass. And we didn't see him stop Canelo. He didn't even drop Canelo. He didn't even mock up Canelo's face. How does that happen? The only cut, he had a cut because of headbutt Canelo. How does that happen? How is this guy teeing off with his best shots on him? Joe 56984. Canelo got stretched if he moves up to fight Kovalev. See again, motherfucking joker. The fact that Canelo would move up to face Kovalev shows how good Canelo is. Canelo ain't just talking. He would actually walk the talk. How about motherfucking GGG? Calling out Andre Ward at 175 to bring him down to 168. Where the fuck that fight came from? We never saw it. We never saw GGG face anybody in any other weight class. He's been bringing up smaller motherfuckers, including Canelo, to face him. Where's your criticism of GGG? But you got hate for Canelo. Get the fuck out of here. So what I'm saying is, Canelo don't just talk. He always backs his shit up. Okay? But because he lost to Floyd Mayweather, who is a fucking maestro, all right, is a boxing maestro, which y'all don't appreciate either. That's like y'all don't appreciate Danny Garcia, just like y'all don't appreciate Deontay Wilder, just like y'all fucking ass, dumbass boxing fans who don't know shit about boxing don't appreciate boxers who have certain boxing skills in their arsenal and bring certain things to the table. I remember even calling Sean Porter a footballer. He got rough and rugged style. But Sean Porter does certain things in terms of boxing that are just like what Clarissa Shields did to Christina Hammer. But some of y'all praise Clarissa Shields for what she did, but Sean Porter does it better. It's that kind of shit that I can't understand. Because if y'all understand boxing and understand what these guys are doing, I can break it down for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you understand boxing and what these guys are doing in the ring, you don't talk that kind of ignorant ass shit. That's why some of y'all motherfuckers out there, your ignorant ass motherfuckers will actually go with what Bar is saying to you. He throw a narrative out there and y'all actually imitate it because y'all don't think for yourself and you don't watch at the fucking fights and you don't watch the caliber of opposition these motherfuckers be facing. Oh, he's a monster. Who the fuck did he face? Who did GGG face to be a monster? Who the fuck he faced? Who's the top tier elite fighters he faced to be a monster? He was knocking out everybody until he faced Danny Jacobs. Yeah, he knocked him down when he was switch hitting. He decided to go for southpaw and get caught. All right, and it was a balance problem mostly. He tripped over GG Fit, but that's another point. He got caught. After that, motherfucker woke up and beat the shit out of GG, and you saw it in GG's face. Danny Jacobs had puffy eyes too. Don't get me wrong, from the headbutts because it was clashing heads like mad. But the point is, Danny Jacobs did to GGG what nobody else before that did to GGG. And it was a close fight, and they even had the results of the fight were close. It was a split decision, I think, loss he had because of the knockdown. All right? Now, Canelo was the smaller guy who all your motherfuckers was saying GGG go murk, and he's afraid of GGG because he dropped his WBC belt because Canelo was like, I don't need you, motherfucker. Canelo goes and faces GGG. I heard all your fucking ass GGG fanboys saying GGG gonna knock his ass out. Okay, we waited to see that. And then I think it was in the 8th or 9th round, Canelo caught GGG with a shot. And I remember one of these motherfuckers when I was watching he gasped when he was like, oh shit, Canelo might knock GGG out. All of a sudden the tables turned. Why? Canelo never thought GGG was a threat like how you motherfuckers thought he was. Y'all was all hyped up on GGG. I remember Roy Jones Jr. said he ain't no monster. He wasn't no monster. Once he started facing top tier opposition, all right. Now, let me say this. I'm saying it easy. Canelo, in my opinion, is a better fighter than Danny Jacobs. I can explain to you why. Canelo doesn't have the reach advantage that Danny Jacobs has. He doesn't have the height advantage, right? He don't have the kind of footwork that Danny Jacobs has. He has some of it, but he doesn't have all of it. So what makes Canelo so good that he can fight a longer, more skilled southpaw fighter? Even he's fought southpaws in Erislandy Lara, supposedly slick support southpaws who were supposedly great fighters, and he also faced the slick southpaw in Austin Trout. He faced them two guys. He dropped Trout, beat the fuck out of Erislandy Lara so that he slipped and fell. How was he able to do that? He's shorter than them guys. He got a shorter reach than them guys. So if you guys just think about that. Now, some people are already picking Canelo against Danny Jacobs. It doesn't matter to me. Think about what I'm saying. Danny Jacobs is longer, bigger, taller than Canelo. Golovkin, longer, bigger, taller than Canelo. He's been continuously fighting longer, bigger, taller guys. Why is he beating them? What is he having? I'm not going to say what it is because it's a waste of time for me to say what it is. But just understand, Canelo has a skill set, a set of skills, and he's expanding his skill set to be able to deal with different fighters different ways. He never fight a fight the same way as well. They say he's an evolving fighter. I knew he had it in his arsenal all along. Even against Floyd Mayweather, that chess match that they had, he lost it unanimously. Floyd beat him comprehensively, taught him a couple things. But in the process of doing so, and a smaller Floyd backs up a bigger Canelo. That bullshit, that shit is crazy. Go watch the fight again. Floyd was, oh my God, that's a whole standing right in the fucking pocket with Canelo. I mean, that shit. The skill that Floyd has is ridiculous. His conditioning and so on. But anyway, so I'm gonna go into that sometime in the future because Danny Jacobs don't have that shit, but he gonna try. Okay, he's not Floyd Mayweather. Okay, there's only one Floyd Mayweather. You have to be training for this shit from like the kind of stuff that Floyd does in just naturally. You gotta have that skill set from way back when. Canelo has some of it. He don't have a lot of it. That's why I always say Canelo's like a bigger Floyd. He's like a bigger Floyd you're watching. He's sloppier. He is sloppier. All right. And he's not as refined and he's slower. And he don't do a lot of movement things that Floyd can do. He can move, but he doesn't do a lot of that stuff. But he got certain things that add to the arsenal that sort of compensate or neutralize those things that he don't have. All right. So why I say all of this is because, and he's constantly evolving. Why I say that is because Canelo is special, and you motherfuckers need to recognize that and respect it. All of the hate and shit, I don't even know why you guys even hate on the dude. Y'all talk about the judges favored him. Against Austin Trout, yeah, okay, they had open scoring. Canelo was beating Austin Trout. Not only did he drop him, he outboxed his ass. Go watch the fight again. Trout wasn't landing jabs on Canelo, and he's a fucking southpaw. That's supposed to be difficult for Canelo. Canelo's having fun with this dude, especially in the later rounds. That's why he thought he could face Floyd Mayweather because he had the defense, he had that beautiful counter punching ability. He had all those things, so he thought he could deal with Floyd, and he realized, nah, I can't deal with this dude. This dude is on another level. Okay, Floyd does. That's why when people talk to me about Ray Leonard beating Floyd Mayweather because Ray Leonard used to fight and he had a killer instinct, I was like, Ray Leonard against Floyd Mayweather, really? And they were talking about Pretty Boy Floyd with a beaten sugar. I'm like, it don't matter. Look, in fact, if you ask me who's the better boxer of the two, Pretty Boy Floyd and Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather all day. Better than Pretty Boy Floyd. Wow, Pretty Boy Floyd had power. Money Mayweather was facing bigger opponents he had still respectable power, but without good hands like Pretty Boy Floyd had. How you managed to do that? That means you are economical with your shots and still able to use your shots to get the effect. That's called fucking effective aggression, ladies and gentlemen. Not what GGG was doing against Canelo, where he was missing every single shot, and then he was a punching bag in the second fight. That's not effective. Okay? Stop making fucking excuses for your God and start watching at what actually happened. Because y'all thought Canelo was a pussy. And your motherfucker still waiting for Canelo to fail and fall. Same bullshit you was doing with Floyd Mayweather. All right? Sergey Kovalev is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a good fighter. I would love to see Canelo versus Sergey Kovalev. I love to see it. I don't protect my fighter. It's like, oh, Canelo against Sergey Kovalev. I don't want to see that. I'm not a fan fucking boy. Let's see it. If he gets stopped, he gets stopped. I love to see it. But the claim that GGG had, 154 to 168, I'm going to dominate that shit. He ain't doing shit. Your boy GGG ain't done shit. Oh, I'm going to unify the middleweight division. Canelo's doing that now. So what the fuck? Who was backing up what? Oh, GGG actually won those 2 fights, and he beat Danny Jacobs too. The fuck, we could argue that Danny Jacobs beat GGG's ass. It was a close fight. All right, that's how bad it looks when I hear Abel Sanchez talk tons of bullshit. He just be heaping bullshit. Yet in the same breath, he's respecting Canelo. Canelo's a great fighter, but Canelo outboxed GGG's ass twice. How you gonna outbox a guy twice, man? God damn. And yet people talking about a third fight? What the fuck is it? You trying to give GGG a paycheck? That's what it is. It's about paying him out now at the end of his career. Andrew Ward stopped Sergey Kovalev. Y'all was going to say, if he didn't stop Sergey Kovalev, y'all would have said, oh, Andrew Ward, look at him again, dirty fighting. He hit Sergey Kovalev low. I even heard you motherfuckers saying he hit Sergey Kovalev low. Get the fuck out of here. You forgot the lead, right? That he hit Sergey Kovalev and knocked him across the ring. You forgot about that? Oh, Andrew Ward can't punch. Ignorant shit. I'm tired of it, bullshit. I'm tired of it. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the comment section. Joe56984 says, Andrew Ward said he couldn't make 168 anymore. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Andrew Ward. So Andrew Ward's the one that quits against. Andrew Ward was like, I'm interested in GGG. Okay, 168, let's do it. That's what he said. He called GGG's bluff. Then he said, and when GGG and his team backed the fuck out, Andrew Ward said, don't put my name in your fucking mouth. Don't dick ride me. Don't dick ride me. Leave my name out your mouth if you're not serious about a fight. All right? Don't dick ride me. Don't be putting Andrew Ward's name with your name so you can get what we call clout chasing. You want to ride Andrew Ward's dick. You don't have no intention of facing Andrew Ward. You had no. He said it. I'm here to consolidate the belts at middleweight. Joe 569 says Danny Garcia fell off. Get the fuck out of here. Danny Garcia is a hell of a fighter. Just because he lost 2 fights doesn't mean he's less of a fighter. Again, you guys don't know shit about boxing. Watch the dude fight. Watch it. Watch the level of opposition he's faced. Moving up in a weight class. Keith Thurman hit Danny Garcia with his best fucking punch. Danny Garcia was unmoved. Motherfucker, he got rocked. He was buzzed a little bit. He caught himself. He was able to not only clinch, but how his defense is. He was able to weather that storm with his defense up. Danny Garcia has a specific type of defense, which none of you motherfuckers know about. Danny Garcia don't get hit with every single punch, He's not a punching bag. He actually has a very good defense. But again, you motherfuckers don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about. And it pisses me off. Okay? And almost every time Danny Garcia is training with Angel Garcia, you see him training with the defense. It's a robust defense, which affords for a counter. Unlike Marquez, who uses a kind of shoulder roll defense, Danny Garcia uses a sort of 2-guard defense that is like a cage defense. I can't explain it to you too much, but I'm gonna demonstrate it a little bit. So Danny Garcia, he can stay in the shell. He can stay in the shell, but he can also go from the shell to a 2. It's almost like an MMA kind of thing. His guard is outside of his body. So he catches it here, whoop, whoop, but his guard is outside his body. It's a cage guard. It's kind of like a cage. Okay? Keeps it outside his guard. It's different. You never see a defense like that. It's unique. Okay? That's how he catches shots. So a lot of shots that people think Danny Garcia's getting hit with, he's actually catching the shots before the shots even hit his body. The shots may go around his guard, but they don't actually hit him. And he rolls shots so beautifully. And his reaction time to rolling shots and shit is crazy. And then let's not forget, after that defense, he mounts an offense. You guys don't see that shit. Y'all don't understand fucking boxing. So how can I explain that to you guys? How am I explaining that to you? That's why nobody can knock Danny Garcia out just like that. Not knocking him out like that. His defense is quite on point. And they say, oh, he's slow-footed and shit. His timing is ridiculous. Marcus ain't the quickest foot guy either. Danny will slide in and hit you with a jab to the pit. Anyway, so going back to what I was saying. The other thing I want to say is that a lot of certain fighters who are premier fighters, Deontay Wilder, y'all say Deontay Wilder can't box. How the fuck Deontay Wilder makes it that far? Becomes a bronze medalist in the Olympics if he can't box. I mean, just help me understand that. Of course he can box. But he faced a guy named Tyson Fury who is just known for that. But he also faced Mr. Ortiz, Luis Ortiz, who's a hell of a Cuban boxer, and knocked his ass out. He actually outthought him and counterpunched him with a lead right, with a counter right, and knocked his ass out. So as much as y'all think Deontay Wilder can't box, he can, and very well. That's how he even caught Tyson Fury late in the fight. All right, and I can break that down for you guys also to understand what he did. Okay. But see, a lot of things, he got foot position in Tyson Fury. Let's just put it that way. And he leaped in when he realized he had it. He wasn't, at certain points in time, he was not judging the range correctly. But at that point in time, when Tyson Fury was pulling back out of the shot, Tyson Fury made a mistake and Deontay Wilder leapt on the mistake. He saw that Tyson Fury was out of position. And Tyson Fury still managed to roll that shot as he was getting hit with the right hand, left hook. Beautiful straight right, and then left hook that came after. Tyson Fury rolled it a bit, and that's why Tyson Fury didn't get knocked the fuck out completely. He got knocked out, don't get me wrong. He was out for about 4 seconds, and he came to. But I'm just saying, Wilder's not just, it's not just about power. He talks about power, but there's other things he's doing inside of it. Herb beats Canelo. A prime John Mugabe. What the fuck does that mean? Prime John Mugabe. Who gives a fuck about Mugabe? Mugabe's ancient, motherfucker. Y'all looked in the past. Look, boxing has moved so far away from that shit. John Mugabe, first of all, is a small little child compared to these guys now. Because there was same-day weigh-ins back in Mugabe's time. Mugabe's a small dude compared to Canelo, compared to all these other dudes. So John Mugabe would get his ass handed to him against these killers who are physically superior specimens to John Mugabe. Y'all locked up in a time fucking warp. Y'all can't see how far boxing has progressed, which is what pisses me off. You're ready to berate the present fighters today and praise the ones from the past who are fossils, motherfucker. Fossils. They're fossils. Boxing has moved so far away from that shit. John Mugabe would get murked by these motherfuckers. He'd get murked by a welterweight. He'd get murked. Some welterweights walk around 165. He'd get murked by Errol Spence Jr. because they had same fucking day weigh-ins back then. They were smaller guys. The middleweights that walk in today are 172, 170 something. Mugabe would look like a little kid to these guys. Danny Jacobs coming 175. Danny Jacobs would kill John Mugabe if Mugabe don't catch him on the chin. He'd kill him. And let's not talk about the reaction time and how quick these guys are as athletes and how much more athletic than this motherfucker, man. You don't even understand shit, man. Danny Garcia was a killer at 140. He's not a great welter. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. If he's not a great welter, how did he become WBC world champion? Get the fuck out of here. All right? It just so happens at welterweight there are other killers. Danny used to be the only killer at 140. He was the man. He moved up to 147 and he met a lot of killers and he handled them other killers. He had close fights with some of those other killers. And some of the fights you could argue he won, that he lost. So let's I don't think he won them, but the point is he could argue. And my point being, he hung with those big boys and them big fucking welterweights. And y'all, shit, man. I don't want to, because you know what? Some of you guys just don't understand fucking boxing. That's what it is. And I'm not here to disrespect you guys because I'm not saying I'm a better knowledge of it. I don't know shit about boxing that like that. But come on, man. Do you even think? Use your fucking brain, man. You're so lost up in nostalgia. You're always lost up in the narrative that's out there, the populist opinion, that you don't think for yourself. I would argue you guys get caught up in the commentary on a fight. Y'all ain't turning the volume off and watching the fight, or just go watch it in Russian or something, and then just watch the fight unfold. So you can see the fucking fight for yourself. At least learn a little shit about boxing as well. You know, how boxers do different things, the different styles in boxing, because there are different styles in boxing. It's not just an outboxer. It's not just a swarmer. The actual particular fighter has their own particular style and what they're doing defensively and offensively. You should understand. But most of you motherfuckers don't even watch. You don't even watch techniques in boxing or how to do different skills because you never boxed in your life and you're not trying to learn how to box. You're not trying to learn how to do things. And those of you who talk about boxing stuff, y'all was fucking around. Y'all wasn't boxing. Y'all was fucking around. All right? The health and nutrition aspects of boxing on a whole fucking another level. Sean Porter is an example of that. Dude's heart rate, he will run fucking laps and his heart rate will be slow and composed at the end of that fucking training session. That's shit. Y'all don't know shit about that. Do you understand how well conditioned that motherfucker is? And this is a guy that was 180 something, 170 something, shrunk down into a welterweight body. The nutrition he has to keep his strength and stuff is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Sean Porter successfully was able to face Adrian Broner at 144 or 145, I can't remember, and beat him and had the energy almost all the way to the finish line. That shit you just never see. Never. Ever. That's the sports science that we have now. Y'all back in the fucking archaic primitive days talking about boxers who didn't even stay fucking ready. The concept of staying ready is a totally different story. Then y'all want to talk about boxers way back in the days of Sugar Ray Robinson and how they stayed ready was by fighting a lot. Now, staying ready is a whole different other science, man. You be doing harder fights. You be doing harder strain on your body before you face in an actual boxing match. It's not just like when Julio Cesar Chavez would beat a bum, beat a bum, beat a bum. It's not that anymore. They're fighting really good, inexperienced, upcoming fighters who give them the work. Them shits, if those fights were professional fights, they'd be incredible fights. And this is the shit that y'all just don't understand. It's not bum of the month club. If you sparring all year round, and you can also, don't forget, you're also getting drug tested all year round now. It's a whole different ballgame. And these motherfuckers still coming out stronger, bigger, faster. Oh, the gloves was thick. Fuck the gloves. If these guys today had the gloves that those guys had back in the day, there'd be a lot more deaths in boxing. Y'all just don't understand fucking boxing, man. Not to mention the guys today are just a whole lot bigger than the guys of yesteryear. So when you guys tell me, oh, we had a great heavyweight champion in Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey would get murked by Deontay Wilder. He would get killed by Lennox Lewis. He'd get destroyed by Vladimir Klitschko. Why? Because he's a big super heavyweights who can move like cats and he can beat the shit out of you. And getting low is not enough to beat those guys with your wild, unrefined style that Jack Dempsey had. He was outboxed by Gene Tunney twice. So in fact, he was beaten so bad he was pleading No, I think that was Harry Craft. My bad. So I'm just saying, all the legends for their time they were great. But if you're looking at all time, like right up to this point in time, there's no way they can even touch these guys today. The elite ones. You can't. And any motherfucker telling you that they're measuring it from the standards of today, you have to measure it from the standards back then. Oh, they were going 20 and 40 rounds. Yeah, but they weren't going hard like the guys do with 12 rounds now. It was slow ass boxing. It was slow paced. That motherfuckers go a 12 round with one of these guys, they get murked. Boxing is getting so quick. Guys are such athletes. Oh, if you see footage of the guys back in the day, they were quick, but they ain't quick like these guys, man. They're not quick like these guys. Joe56984 says Danny Garcia lost to Mauricio Herrera. I agree with you. He did. Mauricio Herrera did, I think, beat Danny Garcia. I agree with that. He also beat Jose Benavidez. I'm not disputing that. I won't dispute that. That doesn't mean he wasn't a killer. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't mean he wasn't a killer. And that's my point. You're still looking at flaws. I could go with your famed GGG. He was beaten by Danny Jacobs. So get the fuck out of here with that shit. All right? I could go there too. But my point is that doesn't make Danny Garcia any less of a killer. Because he fought names. GGG's fought names and lost to them. He lost to names. Okay? Canelo beat his ass. Danny Jacobs got beaten by Keith Thurman, the very best at welterweight, moved up in weight, which GGG didn't do. GGG hasn't moved up in weight yet. He hasn't moved up in weight at all, and I don't think he's ever going to move up in weight in his career. And who's GGG facing right now? Who the fuck is that guy? Yeah, he's from my country, but who the fuck is that guy? An MMA fighter? Oh, okay. All right. So GGG's going to face an MMA fighter coming back in. Okay, yeah. Let me just give him a fucking... Get the fuck out. Joe56984 says Keith Thurman the best at 147. I don't know. We will see. Harris showed me he can box very, very well. So I can't say. And the things that Errol Spence was doing in there, remarkable. Remarkable. I can't, you know. So I can't say. We'll see. All right. At the end of the day, my point is Bob Arum and ESPN and HBO have made us all the more dumber about boxing than we should have been. The PBC fighters, I heard some jackass say, the commentary on PBC was so boring. And I'm like, motherfucker, this is boxing. They're describing what's happening. I think the guy was talking about Joe Goose and how boring it was. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. Joe Goose is actually telling you what's happening in the fight with Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. He's actually telling you what Mikey Garcia needs to do. But he's boring. So you prefer a Jim Lampley who didn't know shit about boxing, yelling and screaming, a hype man, but he don't know shit. Hard right by Manny Pacquiao, and he didn't throw a hard right. All right, you prefer that shit, and that's why I said most of these people don't know shit about boxing because the commentary, just because the guy's casually commenting, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the fucking fight, and this guy is saying what is happening in the fucking fight. Then I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? You want a hype man, then go somewhere else and watch MMA. God damn it, for a hype man. Go watch WCW or whatever it's called, WWF for hype man. I'm not interested in fucking hype man. I'm interested in what's happening in that ring. So that's what I gotta say about boxing, right? And Bob Arum and ESPN, even though I have to admit, Max Kellerman, though he has an agenda, is showing at least a little bit more balance than a Jim Lampley or a Larry Merchant. Okay. But still, he's pushing a narrative. And it really annoys me that he's pushing a narrative. Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford is a nice matchup. I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong. But there's other matchups that I would like to see Terrence Crawford face and Errol Spence as well. Because there are other champions in there, and they're not inferior to Terrence Crawford. If you ask me, some of them might beat Terrence Crawford. They might beat him. Because he's not proven. He hasn't faced a top tier opposition yet to let me know that he's ready for those guys. He's being moved along nice and slow. Okay? So that's what my thoughts on that. And Buddy McGirt and all those guys can toot the horns and ring the bells, do whatever they want. Buddy McGirt said a lot of shit. He an old trainer, so I expect that. He said a lot of shit. He backed his shit up in terms of training. In terms of boxing, he was a fantastic boxer as well. You know what I'm saying? But Buddy McGirt is wrong about a number of different things. Okay? And um unfortunately, we can't talk about hypothetical fights and what would happen. But I would say this: you put Floyd Mayweather in the ring with anybody, he beat their ass back in the day. I can't say for now. I can't say for these upcoming fighters because they're doing their thing, and I always believe that boxing evolves. So I expect better boxers than Floyd would be. I expect better boxers than him to come up, and I'm already seeing glimpses of that. So we'll see. And people who calling out themselves as the best ever, Clarissa Shields talking about she's the greatest and stuff. I ain't mad at Clarissa. She's backing her shit up. She's beating other people. She bullying them, but she beating them. Now, when she moves up in weight class, can she get away with that shit? Or is she gonna have to box? At some point, if you move up in weight, at some point, all that bullying shit gotta go out the window. You can't be scrapping all the time. And she scraps a little too much for my taste. You know what I mean? But she's trying. She's trying. She's still getting caught with that left hook and that straight right. Just because them people don't have power to put your ass down. Hannah Gabriel's well timed right uppercut. Put your ass down. Okay, because Hannah Gabriel can box. She's a better boxer than Clarissa Shields. Period. Period. Okay? Clarissa Shields like to bang and rough you up. Right? And Hannah Gabriel wasn't having that shit. In fact, she got to round 12 as well. As Christina Hammer. And Hannah Gabriel can do all kinds of shit. And so I'm gonna say Hannah Gabriel's a bad motherfucker because she came up from 154 to middleweight to face Clarissa Shields, I think. All right, and that's a bad motherfucker. You gonna come up in weight class to be a bigger boxer, but she wouldn't get the credit she deserves, which is sad. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. So let me get out of here. I said enough concerning boxing. But I just wanted to talk about that Crawford Spence fight. That they want the next fight to be Crawford Spence. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. That ain't happening. All right, Bob Arum's not gonna push that. All right, and he throws the same narrative at what he does. He projects what's going on in his head to the other guy. All right, so he ain't gonna have Mikey Garcia's not gonna face Lomachenko ever. He's gonna protect his fighter, Lomachenko. All right, it's just bullshit, but it is what it is. All right, peoples. I'm out. Oh yeah, Jarrell Miller also failed his doping test. As I said before, that's sad because I thought Miller was going to be good and stuff, and then he found out he's a cheat. Either he is a cheat or what. We'll see what's happening. I don't know if they're using VADA. VADA sometimes gives false positive, so you can never know. So anyway, that's all I got on boxing. I hope you guys have a good evening. Shout out to Joe56984 for having a conversation with me. That means you really a boxing piano. If you out here talking boxing, you really you. But I'm gonna just say this one thing though, to a lot of people. Do try to have your own opinion on things. There's always gonna be a popular opinion. Sometimes you'll agree with it, sometimes you won't. But you need to think for yourself. A lot of you guys don't think for yourself. Boxing is a visual sport and a sound sport, audio, visual audio. So you can actually watch boxing. And once you understand what a boxer is doing in the ring, I always say this over and over again. It's about what the boxer is doing. And you could actually understand where the momentum of the fight is going and stuff. Do not listen to the fucking commentators. They have their opinion. They may be informed in their opinion. But you need to listen to what you need to watch and tell in what you're seeing. Let your eyes and your ears help you with what you're seeing in that ring, with the punches land and stuff. Okay? And the commentator should be a sort of supplementation to what you're seeing. If you don't even know what the fuck you was watching at, Then you're gonna listen to the conversation. Punch that. You're gonna talk a lot of shit, and people who know boxing and know what happened in that ring, they're gonna look at you like you're an asshole. That's what they're gonna look at you as. So try to watch at what you see, you know, and if you can, go to a gym and start punching a punching bag and shit. And eventually, when you get your fitness level a certain level, try to do 1 minute of sparring with somebody who is someone who's either an amateur boxer or professional boxer. One fucking minute, because most of you guys are couch potatoes. All right, when you get off your couch and start to do fitness, you realize how tough it is. I want you to do that. I want you to have respect for this fucking sport. All right, it's a gladiator sport and it's fucking difficult. Okay, I know because I'm still doing my box steps and shit like that with Eric Bradley and stuff. It's hard, man. It's hard. The training is hard. I haven't even started training like training, and it's hard, man. So I suggest to you guys, and when you start doing it, now you can see the angles that we're talking about. You can see how you need to keep in your stance. You understand how your stance ain't firm. Your foot to hand coordination isn't right. The way how you punch feels kind of weird, and all that stuff. All right. And so as you grow, for me, I still stay in the southpaw stance. You know, maybe I should really use my right hand. I stay because I feel more comfortable in a southpaw stance because my stronger arm is my right hand. At least I can use that much better. And throwing my left, I feel like I get more power off of throwing my left, even though that's not the reason to be in a southpaw stance. But I just feel naturally as a southpaw. Um, so anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not the stance for me. But um, all I'm saying is start. You start practicing different things and shifting your body weight to get the leverage in your punches. You begin to realize how much your feet are important, your hips are important. You know how you hold your hands is important. Um, if you're going to throw something, you got to think about your defense, getting back into defense, or you're throwing at an angle where you're not going to get hit easily. You have to think about all those things. Not think about them, but I'm saying you're doing drills for that kind of stuff. You're training to for that kind of stuff. That's the best way for me to say it. But I always say, listen to the guys who actually train people or actually do boxing. And I got some Fran Sands. I got Eric Bradley, the fight doctor. I got Carrie. She's a beautiful woman as well as she's a great boxer trainer. She's been doing drills. You should really look at that, like going into squats and shit like that. And a lot of squats and that kind of stuff. A lot of ab work. You need to have your core strong. Then Eric Bradley goes into diet, what you need to eat, how you eat, and all that shit. There's a lot of shit that you have to do in boxing. And it's a mind body. It's not fucking MMA. Let's just put it that way. All right, it goes deep, deep, deep into shit. These guys are elite, elite, elite. They spiritually, mentally, physically, they have to be in tune. Their bodies are like temples. This is shit that I can't even explain to you fully that I would like to. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. It's about time I get my old ass out of here. Kudos to you guys. I got to do some music for somebody. I don't know how I'm doing it, but I got to get it done before tomorrow morning, or at least before the morning's up tomorrow. So I got to get to that. I got to get some sleep. I got some sleep this afternoon. I want to get some more sleep. I just wish you guys would appreciate the sport of boxing more and have respect for it. You know, it's what it is, man. It is what it is. But you have to be a special kind of person to be doing boxing. It's like you're a special kind of person to go into the military and like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Deuces to you guys. I'm out of here. Do have a good one.